Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Oha Cade, I'm a composer, and today we're going to be checking out BTOB Killing Voice. This was a popular request in the comments on my last Killing Voice video, which was for TVXQ, so I'm excited to get into this. I have no idea who this group is. I have never heard of them before until I saw them mentioned in my comments. I have no idea what kind of music they make. I don't know their names. I'm not familiar with the group members, so I'm really looking to you guys to help me out here. If you're not familiar with my channel, I ought to warn you that sometimes I do offer some constructive criticism on what I hear, but it's all intended in good fun. I think we have about 15 songs here to enjoy. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, lots of energy so far, love it. Very cute outfits. I guess I would call this, is it high school inspired? It could be also, I guess, very young business casual. It's cool that the outfits aren't overly elaborate, and this is something that I've noticed with the other Killing Voices, is that the outfits are always, normal. By normal, I mean like, it's not overly costumey. It's very much like just very crisp, clean, casual style that doesn't detract from the vocal performance, which really ought to be the focus. Just for fun, I wonder if I can just point out which outfits might be my favorite. Honestly, I'm really drawn to the simple approaches of number 1 and number 4 here, and I also quite like the colors on number 3. It's also interesting that all of their hair seems to be quite light. I wonder if that's something that has, stayed with them throughout their career. It's a very distinctive look for a group-wide hair color in that way.
비투비가 킬링 보스에서 함께하게 되었습니다. 드디어 이렇게
처음 뵙네요.
초대해 주셔서 감사드리고요. 그만큼 오늘 또 좋은 시간 가져봐야겠죠?
I'm just gonna see if I can turn on the subtitles just in case that is an option for me. No, it's not. Okay, never mind.
잘 불러보겠습니다. 예, 죽이는 목소리 많이 들어주세요.
그럼 한번 가볼까요, 여러분들?
어딜 가요?
자, 첫 곡으로는요, 정말 많은 사랑을 해주셨던 노래입니다. 그리워하다.
My life is incomplete. It's missing you.
Cute.
오늘도 하루를 보내 다를 게 없이 하나도 안 어색해 혼자 있는 게 너 없인 안 될 것 같던 내가 이렇게 살아 근데 좀 허전히 난 여전히 거기 있나 봐 Yeah 우련하게 다 털어내 지난 일에 마음 쓰는 게 답이 잘 보이는가 싶다가 또 어느새 내가 두는 감옥이 돼 시간은 앞으로만 가는 걸 어째 그동안 난 아무것도 잃은 것이 없네 아직도 내 마음속에 너 다같이 너를 그리워하다 하루가 다 지났어 너를 그리워하다 1년이 가버렸어 난 그냥 그렇게 살아 너를 그리워하다
Wow, that song was just stunning. I don't know what to say. Love their voices. They all individually have really great tones. I'm trying to pick a standout voice, but they all really stood out in their own way. That last singer, the guy in 5th place, from the left, he had a really beautiful falsetto. Obviously, the guy on the far left, he, I guess, is considered the rapper of the group, I would assume. He has a very deep baritone voice. very beautiful singing tone, and also he approached that verse there in a sort of a rap style, but it was melodic. The guy who opened the song, I really enjoyed his tone as well. The guy in third place there, his tone is a little bit higher. I think the guy in fourth place is sort of a mid-range, and then number 2, he was very high also. So a lot of high voices. I didn't hear much from number 6 at the end, so I'm very curious about him. He seems to be just kind of hanging out there. Maybe he is sort of mostly responsible for harmonies, but I suspect that he will surprise me at some point in this performance. The song stylistically was absolutely gorgeous. It has a sort of slow jam feel, sort of reminding me of the 90s, early 2000s. There was that little synth. It's sort of this sound that was trendy at the time, and it's kind of coming back now a lot. It's that sort of woo, like the synth from the R&B songs back then. That was a really cool touch. But yeah, just the overall vibe of the song, the melodic structure to it, I could really sink into it. It got me a little emotional, I guess, just because I was being hit with so much talent at one time that I felt a bit overwhelmed in a good way. So I'm really impressed by this group just from this first song. So let's keep it moving. Oh wow.
습관처럼 걸었던 거리엔 필름처럼 봄날의 기억이 이제 와 자꾸만 생각이 나 눈물이 나
안녕 봄아 넌 여전히 예쁘구나 이 향기도 바람도 스며있는 포근함 흘러간 시간이 무색할 만큼 그대로인데 왠지 난 작년에 봄 앞에 머문다 우린 아주 책맞게 더 없이 해맑게 나를 안아주는 햇살이 고마워 너도 어딘가에서 이 봄을 느끼고 있겠지 아마 네, 따스한 봄바람과 굉장히 잘 어울리는 노래
와우이.
였습니다.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm sold. Vocally, these guys are serious business. I don't know what to say. I mean, the talent is unreal. Although to get voices like that, it doesn't just take talent, but it takes a lot of repetitive work, practice, and discipline over the years to really hone those great vocal techniques. To get such clear sounds out of a human, that takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of theoretical knowledge on how the voice works, and these guys are pros. You can really tell that they live and breathe it. I'm still not getting a lot from number 6 over here. What is his deal? I want to know that. But all of the other singers are just sort of blowing me away. I was happy to hear more parts from number 2 there. He was really great in this song, as well as number 3. They really shone in this one. This particular song didn't grab me as much as the first one. It was very sweet, but I think the first song had a little bit of, maybe a slight more sensual edge that I enjoyed, and this one was a bit more sentimental as opposed to sensual, and that's fine too, just not what I personally go for. But this is cute, this little screenshot. Let's keep it going.
다음 곡은요 민혁이 형
오늘은 굉장히 중요한 날입니다. 왜요? 한 여자에게 두 번째 고백을 하는 날이거든요. 킬링 보이스로 제 마음을 전하려고 합니다.
좋아요.
과연 그녀가 제 마음을 받아줄까요? 오늘은 왠지 느낌이 좋습니다.
Yeah, we've got some of that sensuality coming back into the music now with those nice little grooves and the guitar licks. And my man in 6th place here, he's about to start doing something, and I'm all for it.
제 마음을 받아줄까요? 오늘은 왠지 느낌이 좋습니다.
자존심도 다 버리고 두 번째 고백 하고 싶은 말이 많아도 생략할게 멋지게 나 변할게 오늘부터 다시 매일
Great stuff. That was his time to shine. That was his. Oh, I was so ready, and you know what? I got exactly what I wanted. A great moment there. Let's enjoy that again. Beautiful stuff. He's still laughing at himself. That's great fun, you know. That's part of the fun of live performance. Just forgetting the lyrics. Like, what comes next? I don't know. So funny. I think he must be my favorite so far. I really enjoyed that. Okay, but seriously though, the parts that he did get right, again, another great vocal tone, great vocal delivery. This is probably the moment right here in this screenshot where he's a deer in headlights and he can see the dark tunnel ahead. I'm not sure I remember the final line of this verse. But yeah, I'm curious about him. I guess he's also a guy who raps perhaps more than sings, but again, it is a more melodic rap, so he does have a nice melodic tone too. This guy here, he's very, very confident. He's got this air about him that is very very manly, confident, and just he emanates the leadership quality. I don't know if he is considered the leader, but that's sort of what I'm getting from him. I noticed there that number 5 is sort of chuckling after that little rhyme, and I'm probably missing out on something because I don't understand Korean, obviously. Wow.
Take a listen to my second confession, please.
Cool.
비투비는 멜로디 없인 안 된.
I think this guy's voice here might be my personal favorite. They're all like equally talented in terms of skill, but just the tone of his voice, there's something about it that appeals to me greatly. It does sit in a sort of middle ground where there's a hint of huskiness and depth to it, but he also can really get up there in his higher range and get really passionate. If I were to guess which one was the most technically skilled, it would be the one right beside him there to the right. He is really wildly talented and skilled. As for the composition of the song, it did sort of veer more towards the sentimental side rather than the sensual side, which was interesting because I thought we were starting off a bit sensual there, but the groove is cool. Melodically, it was fine. Didn't really blow me away. Again, I'm more blown away by their vocals rather than the song composition so far. So I'm interested to see if their sound will evolve somewhat as the performance goes on.
안 된다고 했다.
안 돼.
안 된다.
아직도 내게 가고 있는 길이야. 여름밤 공기보다 뜨겁게 그리워했던 널 붙잡지 못하면 평생을 후회하며 살 것 같아.
Yeah, so heavenly harmonies, absolutely heavenly harmonies. It seems like we are going very sentimental so far, and that I'm gathering that that's what these guys go for, really. And when I say sentimental, I guess I'm really talking about if I were to describe it more in musical theory, it would be songs that incorporate a lot of major chords, often on a lot on the standard major scale, with little hints of minor chords here and there for a little bit of emotional depth. But overall, it's a very positive, uplifting vibe. Of course, I completely understand the appeal of these songs, and I do think there's a time and place for the style of music. Just for me personally, I do look for some darker, sadder vibes. That's just kind of like my thing. I'm a metalhead. So even though I do enjoy K-pop, a lot of the K-pop that I do listen to would be like have heavier beats or would have more of an electronic touch. And it's possible that we will get some of that later on. And this is just kind of their early stuff. But how early could this be? I mean, it's 2018 now. So I'm strapped in for a full-on positive vibe, rainbows and butterflies performance, and I'm good. Let's see how it goes. I'm just going to go back there just so we can get into that part properly.
Let me know. Let's give it a go.
너 없이는 된다. 난 너여야 한다. 아무리 생각해도 난 결국 너야. 후회하기 싫다. 너를 사랑한다. You are the only one. 나는 너뿐이라는 걸. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Why don't you be my girl? Let's get it on, let's get it on. You are the only one for me.
All right. That actually was probably my favorite song so far. That little yelled part there, let's get it on, let's get it on. That was a really cool rhythmic touch. I like the energy in that shouting. It just gives me a little bit more of what I look for in like music, to like give me a little bit more of a punch. So I really enjoyed that part, and I like how in between the yelling there was that melodic line sung by number 4, and then maybe another harmony by one of the other guys, but that was a really cool touch. I like that. So this song is going on my playlist.
이 노래는 활동 때 윤광이 없어서 마음이 좀 아팠던 곡이죠. 아름답고도 아프구나.
더 아름다웠던
사랑을 만나 이별을 하고 수없이 많은 날을 울고 웃었다. 시간이란 건 순간이란 게 아름답고도 아프구나.
It's interesting, the more I listen to them sing, the more I'm recognizing what makes each voice distinct. His style is very delicate compared to the others, and he's very agile. I wouldn't say he packs as much belting power as, say, number 4 or number 2, but his voice is sort of like this little flute that is, it just kind of flutters around like a fairy, like a magical fairy or angel. That's the only way I can describe it. It's really beautiful, just so unique, such a lovely approach to singing. It does strike me as even just a little bit more classical than a pop approach, just from the seamless way he moves from his mid-range to the high range. Really amazing. And I have to say, overall, their vocal arrangements are just on another level compared to a lot of groups.
사랑이란 건 멈출 수 없다. 아픔은 반복돼. 이렇게도 아픈데 또 찾아와 사랑은 난 몰래. 우린 누구나가 바보가 돼. 무기력하게도 한순간에 오래도록 기다렸다는 듯 아픈 사랑 앞에 물들어가. 그대를 만나 사랑을 하고 그 어떤 순간보다 행복했었다.
Oh, my heart.
그대는 부디
아프지 말고 아름다웠길 바란다.
Now, that was just stunning. I want to say something about this. Let me see. Number one. I'm noticing some pitch correction there. You see how that low note is so... Sorry, there's a siren going on here. That low note is so clean. It's a little bit too clean. Let's hear that again. Yeah, it has if you listen closely, it has a bit of a robotic quality to it, and that's from a result of just a hint too much pitch correction / autotune. Now, before you all come for me, let me say that this is a very common thing when it comes to live recordings, like official live releases. I hate to break it to you, but a lot of your favorite official live releases, I'm talking like DVD releases and live recordings from your official channels, a lot of the vocals would be pitch corrected. That's a very common industry standard. It's expected. Sometimes the vocals are not in a place where they are like official live release ready, so they just need a little bit of a touch up. It's perfectly normal. It's not a bad thing, and it doesn't just go for K-pop either. I'm talking like every genre does this. Metal shows have pitch corrected vocals. Sometimes they'll overdub the guitars if there is a missed note. It's just common industry standard, and that's just something that I'm noticing here. And the only reason I'm complaining about it in this instance is because it's just a little bit more apparent than usual. Yeah, like no human voice sounds that robotic, you know what I mean? And it's not his fault. I am 100% sure that he can sing that part. You know, it's not a particularly difficult part, but perhaps the producers thought it was necessary in this instance because his voice does sit quite low and the instrumental at the moment is quite busy, so maybe they just thought it would help make his voice pop just for this particular audio.
오래도록 기다렸다는 듯 아픈 사랑 앞에 물들어가
그대를 만나 사랑을 하고.
And this part sounds very natural to me, so I don't think that they pitch corrected this entire performance. Like 99% of the vocals here, I believe, are quite natural. Yes, there is some pitch correction here and there, but it's not like overly egregious. And this part here, for example, sounds a lot more human, a lot more natural.
그 어떤 순간보다 행복했었다. 그대는 부디 아프지 말고 아름다웠길 바란다. 사랑을 만나 이별을 하고 수없이 많은 날을 울고 웃었다. 시간이란 건 순간이란 게 아름답고도 아프구나.
I liked that little guitar hit with the drums at the end there. Bam, 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 bam. That was a really good way to end it. This song probably wouldn't be my favorite. I have similar feelings about this song that I've had about like the first few. So I think I've addressed everything here. Yeah, let's just keep it going.
날 만지던 너의 그 두 손이 날 부르던 너의 목소리가
So beautiful.
또 선명해 여전히 맴돌아 왜 네가 있을 때 최선을 다하지 못했을까 더 강했더라면 끝까지 널 붙잡았을
텐데
언젠가 다시 만나 우리 더 좋은 날에 우리
Again, this song really is not my vibe. However, I really like to bring up like the merit that I found in the compositions, and there was a really cool moment there. I just love how it jumped from a very delicate, soft approach in those verses immediately into this huge chorus. It's a huge leap in dynamics, and I love that level of creativity. Like, it just really made that moment pop. Here we go.
끝까지 널 붙잡았을 텐데
언젠가 다시 만나 우리 더 좋은
Yeah, that went hard.
좀 더 행복하게 좀 더 시원하게 파도치는 바다 같을 때꼭 다시 난
Yeah, like number 2 there, his voice is so clean and stunning. I just can't get over the consistent, crazy level of talent vocally across the whole group. Really amazing.
난 기다릴게 좀 더 행복하게
It's an immediate bias, this guy here, like just crazy.
좀 더 차분하게 설레이는 햇빛 아래서
Wow.
혼자가
Number 3 knows.
예
Number 3 knows that guy killed it.
BTOB 대표
And if you listen to that high note there again, towards the end of it, there's a little bit of grit that is really cool. And sometimes that grit can come from fatigue a little bit, but we love it, you know. We don't like to complain about that. That's kind of what we want. We love that grit because it shows a little bit of passion. He's putting his everything into it, and we're all making the stink face.
언젠가
예 다음 곡은 BTOB 대표 힐링곡입니다 다 잘 될 거예요 아들들이니요 괜찮아요? 괜찮아요 사랑하는 가족들 우리 같은 친구들 얼굴 못 본 지가 밥 한 번 먹자 뒤로 한 번쯤 여유를 가져도 나쁘진 않을 텐데 지금 내가 어렵진 않을 텐데
다 끝나가지만 아직 다 못한 말이 많아 모두가 나와 같은 맘이겠죠
Wow.
라디오에 흘러나올 그 목소리 내가 할 수 있는 건 노래 가사뿐이죠 힘들어도 괜찮아 잘 될 거예요 I believe in you
That was a really cool song. I'm really interested in that one. I loved the abundance of harmonies. It felt very gospel-like, very spiritual, very soulful. Really enjoyed that one. I'm gathering that number 6, he's not really getting a lot of interesting parts to do. Yeah, like the parts that he does, they don't seem to be as interesting as the others, even though number 1 is like more of a rapper too. I'm enjoying number 1's parts significantly more than number 6. Now, number 6 did forget the lyrics earlier, so maybe this just isn't his day. I can sort of see it in his face that he isn't feeling it 100% like the rest of them are. It's maybe he received some bad news earlier in the day, or he's really extra tired or something. But he just seems not 100% in it the way the others are. And I could be completely off there, but I'm interested to know if there are any performance issues that he deals with, like maybe stage fright or anything of the sort. Because sometimes when I've mentioned things like this in my videos in the past, fans have told me that, yes, in fact, you know, for example, Chen from EXO was tired that time that I noticed his voice was a little shaky, and he even had a whole interview about it. So I'm really interested to know all the lore about these guys and their backgrounds.
I believe in you. 다 잘 될 거예요. 이번 연도에도 화이팅.
화이팅. 화이팅.
자, 그럼 우리가 지금 응원했던 이 마음을 다 같이 기도해 봅시다. 늘 속으로만 했던 만으로 말했던 나의 간절했던 기도를 저 깜깜한 하늘에
Oh, we're going somewhere.
나도 모르게 입 밖으로 너를 기도했어. Baby, I'm
I want to hear that again.
나도 모르게 입 밖으로 너를 기도했어. Baby,
Okay, someone was a little flat there, and I'm relieved to hear that because it lets me know that the vocal processing isn't so over the top that they cleaned up every single thing. That's just a nice little live moment there. A little bit of natural human imperfection that I really appreciate. And it might be a little hard to hear, but if you really pay attention to how that vocal arrangement, that chord hit, someone is a little off, and I can't really tell who.
밖으로 너를 기도했어.
Well, it wasn't number 6 because he is killing it. He's spitting right now. Nice. Wow. Whoa, that one took a lot out of them, understandably so. What I really love about that arrangement is how there was that one part here. Yeah, so those guys hit that really high belting note, and then he comes in with a super high falsetto. It's almost whistle-like. So it's like we're ascending the stairs, you know, we got the high belting and then we got the falsetto. It's very cool, like, compositional idea. Just kind of constantly exceeding your expectations. Love it. I wonder what this little exchange is about here. Between 2 and 3.
분위기 한번 바꿔보겠습니다. 네, 이번 곡은 굉장히 화끈하고
They're laughing about something, and then what's going on over to the right?
자, 분위기 한번 바꿔보겠습니다. 분무기인 줄 알았어. 네, 이번 곡은 굉장히 화끈하고 신나는 노래죠. 비투비의 락을 느낄 수 있는 노래. 하이어 가겠습니다.
They all have really funny chemistry, and no matter where you look, there's something funny going on. Obviously, they must all get along with each other really well, but I'm also wondering if part of that is wanting to stand out a little bit from the crowd in front of the camera, to be doing something, you know, that like pops a little bit. Like what, was it number 2?
하이어 가겠습니다.
Yeah, that little scream is just very random. He's like, I'm the star.
This is freaking dope, you got it on.
Okay, this is really more my style. At last, we're getting a little bit more upbeat. Wow.
고음을 너무 세게 해서 혈압이 올라서 이 맥
That was a banger. I was really not expecting the metal riffs in the chorus. Very much my thing. Love the contrast between the heavy riffs and the high-pitched melodic singing. Great beat, great energy. That was a great track, and interestingly, it looks to be one of their more recent ones. I did see that this band was formed in 2012. That's about the only thing I do know about them. So I do know that comparatively that song came out relatively recently. So it looks like the tempo might be picking up now, which I'm very intrigued by.
마셔야 될 것 같아요. 훌루무.
No,
마시죠.
I was wrong.
그대 그리고 나의 호흡에 맞춰서 crescendo 더 jazz 이 밤이 물들게.
Wow. That harmony was beautiful. And I guess that this was more of an interlude. Pretty cool song, more jazzy, a little bit darker. I quite enjoyed that one actually.
참의 하루하루가 매정하게도
Oh, it's not over.
아름다운 달면 너는 나 올감할 수 없어 이기적인 일어나조차 내게 구속되기엔 넌 너무 소중해 더 이기적일게 한 번만 더 하나부터 열까지 모든 것이 아름다워 떠도는 영화의 엔딩 날 잘해 너는 밤
You were sad story, then you feel sorry. 더 반복되는 time, don't want you to worry. 지겨워, got my own life to live. 제발 이제 그만해, 난 알아서 좀 살게. You know I lie, 현실은 달라. 우리가 얼마나 더 버틸 수 있을까? 후회할 거라는 걸 알지만. This is better for us, so let's just move on.
Okay, number 6 has finally found his footing now. He's fully into it. You can see it in his body that he's flowing along. That for me was probably my favorite part by him in this whole performance. Let's just go back there to listen to the entrance into the chorus.
Better for us, so let's just move on.
Tonight is the
Okay.
nice. 좋았어요.
And suddenly number 3 comes through and possibly steals the show completely with that moment. That was epic. I really, really liked that. I loved the agility of that, the passion in it. It sort of leaned into a musical theater vibe there, which I'm very much into as well. I love the drama of it. Yeah, he definitely went a few notches up there for me.
자, 다음 곡은요. 비투비와 멜로디의 추억과 사랑이 담긴 노래입니다.
노래 제목이 뭐예요?
노래.
The song.
어느새 흐려진 수많은 날들이 문득 생각이 나죠. 그때 즐겨 듣던 노래 하나씩 꺼내보죠. 그래 그랬었지 그리워하다가 운 노래 내 맘은 여전히 아직 너야 괜찮다고 위로된 노래 I believe in you, I believe in you 아직 너의 소리가 들려 함께 들었었던 추억이 담긴 노래 같이 불렀었던 노래 멜로디 가슴 속에 늘 간직할게 시간이 멈추는 날까지 계속 부를래 목이 터지도록 널 부를게
네, 다음.
That song, honestly, was the least interesting song to me so far. Again, while their vocal performances were very competent and clean, I just didn't find it really all that interesting, this particular song. It was a pretty ballad, but that's about it. It wasn't bad, it wasn't terrible, but compared to some of the other more complex and interesting and powerful compositions so far, I just didn't find much to dive into. There's not really much I can analyze in that one. I guess if you're down for more of a chill, relaxed vibe, it's fine. But after some of the crazy stuff I've seen so far, it just wouldn't be a standout to me.
는 멜로디를 향한 B2B 우리의 메시지가 담긴 노래입니다.
우리 가는 길이 조금 멀어도
Okay, I'm starting to understand the placement of that last song because I was just thinking, and I forgot to mention this earlier, but all of these songs are so vocally challenging. They're really, really demanding on their voices, to an extent that it worries me. Like, I'm wondering how they could possibly do like hour-and-a-half concerts. And if they've been doing songs like this for an hour and a half over all these years, I don't know how their voices are still in such great shape. Obviously, they have their technique and their knowledge and their training to thank, but it's just wild because you can even see some of them like jokingly like take a deep breath and sigh after the song ends, like, whoa, that was like a lot of effort, you know? So I guess the previous song was just a moment for them to take a breather, I guess. Because this song already we're like going straight back into the belting, really.
담긴 노래입니다.
가는 길이 조금 멀어도 행여 쓰러진대도
Very epic.
우린 결국 다시 피어날 거야 Baby I promise Promise 약속해 우리의 story 이제는 서로의 손을 잡고 함께 걸어갈 거야 Baby it's alright 끝이 없는 우리 story 거센 저 바람에 흔들려도 거친 파도에 밀려나도 모진 세상에 늙어가도 변치 않을 사랑이라 우리
Come on, cue.
여기서 이거 한번 외쳐볼까요? 멜로디
덕분이야 멜로디 사랑
네, 드디어 B2B가
I quite enjoyed that song. I'm a big fan of big, over-the-top theatrical power ballads that sound like they could be part of a movie soundtrack, and that really hit the nail on the head for me. I loved it. Really went 100% in that direction. Unapologetic, a stunning song, a standout for sure.
곡이 나왔습니다. B2B 미니 앨범 12집 타이틀곡 나의 바람.
Sorry if you can hear some like clacking, that sound right there. That's my cat eating. Sorry about that. He like knocks the bowl all over the place when he eats. Say hello. Okay, let's continue.
윈드 앤 위시 많이 사랑해 주세요.
네.
How many songs we have left? 2.
내 맘을 전해줘 저 멀리 그대에게 닿도록 내 바람이 스칠 때 사랑을 느낄 수 있게 Everybody say wow Hey hey 야야야야
That was a really fun little bop. Yeah, I guess it was sort of like a reggaeton vibe almost. Got a little bit of a tropical flair in there too. In one sense, that song was a little bit more like poppy and generic, but on the other hand, I do appreciate the little bounce into something that has a little bit more rhythm and is a little bit more danceable for them. Because I really think that they can do that sound so well. So I'm surprised there weren't a few more upbeat songs throughout this track list, although it's possible that they really just wanted to focus on ballads more to showcase the vocals, which makes sense. Oh, are they done?
너무 좋았어요.
Oh wow, interesting. Because I see one more timestamp there. Yeah, they're coming back for an encore. Okay.
아이 끝난 줄 알았지?
노래까지 해야 끝인 거죠.
네가 슬플 때면 내 어깨를 빌려줄게 네가 기쁠 땐 함께 웃어줄게
Number 5's face there.
빌려줄게 네가 기쁠 땐 함께 웃어줄게
That is good. That is classic.
네가 사실 의미 없던 컬러 너희를 만나서 특별해진 거야 푸른 물결 어떤 스팟라이트도 환호성도 이제 부족하다고 without you Your song is yours 널 위한 이 노래가 언제까지나 날 지켜줄 거야 조명이 켜지면 우린 주인공이니까 4분짜리 노래가 아프게 흘러가도 걱정하지 마 우리의 스토리 이제부터 시작이야 우리 노래가 어둠이 내려도 끝나지 않을 테니까 더 크게 소리쳐봐 목소리로 외쳐봐 마지막까지 우리의 스토리 영원히 끝나지 않아
Great song. Great song. Are number 4 and 5 always trying to like bother each other and stuff? Because I'm noticing that.
네, 여러분들의 소중한 시간 함께 해주셔서 정말 감사드렸고요. 여러분들 항상 행복하시길 비투비가 응원하겠습니다.
네.
그럼 지금까지
번투백 비투비였습니다
그리고 킬링보이스였습니다. 나이스.
나의 바람 많이 사랑해 주세요.
나의 바람이 너의 바람이고 너의 바람이 나의 바람이야.
그게 나의 바람.
그게 나의 바람이야 근데.
Thank you and goodbye.
바람.
All right. So that final song, I really enjoyed it. It is along the more sentimental side, and I know I complained about that earlier, but I also, like I said, really enjoy when they go full power ballad, loud, 100%, let's belt it out. And that was a great sing-along chorus. It reminded me of a boy band called Westlife. You might have heard of them. They're from Ireland. That's how I know of them, because I'm from Ireland. But they are a really huge boy band from Ireland, and they're world famous, really. And I know that they are huge in Asia too. And this song sounded very much inspired by them. It's really characterized by this huge sing-along chorus with all the voices involved. Very beautiful flowing melody at the end there, and yeah, that hit the spot for me. I really enjoyed that song. That one is also going on the playlist. So my overall thoughts on this group are, I'm really stunned by their talent. You know, I can't say enough good things about their skills, their charisma, their synchronization, the harmonies, absolutely stunning. As for the compositions, I was surprised by how ballad heavy this track selection was, and that could be what they're known for, or they omitted some of the more upbeat, harder hitting numbers because maybe those songs don't showcase the vocals as well. I would be really interested to hear more of those kinds of songs if they have them. If they don't, and if that's not their thing, that's perfectly fine. I'm still really interested and intrigued by this new discovery, and I'll 100% be checking out their stuff. Another interesting thing I noticed was that I tend to veer more towards their more recent music rather than their older stuff. But again, if you've got some hard-hitting recommendations, maybe some deep cuts or singles that weren't included in this set list, I'd be very interested to hear those too. Yeah, again, my overall immediate bias would have to be number 4, but I think the best moment in this whole performance was by number 3, when he had that very cabaret theatrical musical theater moment where he did this insane run and just completely took over the stage, and it was just a really sick moment. I really liked that. If they have more songs that are along those lines, I really love to hear those too. I guess I'll make a brief comment about the other members. Number 1 stood out to me a lot towards the beginning, and then as it went on, he felt a bit more relegated to smaller parts. And it makes sense because I think these more ballad style sweeping orchestral moments don't really allow for like a rapping style to flourish. So I definitely feel like he has the potential for like more elaborate singing parts. Number 2 was just insane. Like that voice, I don't know where he gets that, but probably the cleanest belting tone out of all of them. Number 3 and number 5, I felt like their voices were similar. It was a bit of a more, not thin, but a more pointed, agile, like softer tone. Although I guess number 3 leaned more towards the belting, but number 3 was a very well-rounded singer. Number 4 was my favorite. I'm really a sucker for like a good belt, and he had a lot of grit in his voice too, a little bit of low end, so that was great. And number 5, I've discussed him a lot already. Effortless talent, effortless technique. And then number 6, I need more information on number 6. Number 6, he had a really cool rapping moment there where he was like spitting during one of the songs. I think it was during one of the more up-tempo ones. So a big part of the reason why maybe he didn't shine as much in this performance is because of the song selection, and that's starting to dawn on me now. And maybe he forgot those lyrics earlier because it was from this like slow song that he just hasn't performed in a while, and maybe it's not one of his favorites, but that was definitely a very amusing moment too. And overall, their chemistry and interactions were really fun to watch as well. That about sums up my thoughts on BTOB. Thank you for checking out my channel. If you have any other suggestions for great killing voice performances or songs from BTOB, let me know. If you'd really like to influence the content, be sure to become a patron or submit a special request. The links are in the description. Again, my name is Ohakade. I'm a composer. Check out my own original music with the band Valkada. There's also a link to our stuff in the description. Yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much and take care.